Mama Nkechi came to Umuokala with two things: a bundle of clothes and a determination to survive. She was a widow with no farmland in the village and no relatives willing to help her. Cooking was the only thing she knew well, so she built a small shed with rusted zinc sheets and started selling food by the roadside. Rice, beans, yam porridge, egusi soup. Nothing special. For the first 3 weeks, business was poor. Some days she sold barely half her food. Other food sellers mocked her quietly, watching customers pass her shed to eat elsewhere. Money finished quickly. Rent was due. Her child in the city kept calling. Hunger stayed close. Mama Nkechi cried many nights. One evening, as she packed and sold food, an old woman stopped by her shed. "You cook well," the woman said. "But effort alone does not feed a woman." Mama Nkechi looked at her suspiciously. "There is something people use," the woman continued. "Not seasoning. Not salt. Something stronger." "What is it?" Mama Nkechi asked. The woman lowered her voice. "A forbidden ingredient. It pulls desire. It makes food unforgettable." Mama Nkechi hesitated. "Many use it," the woman added. "Few are caught." Desperation silenced Mama Nkechi's fear. She followed the woman into the bush. The ingredient was not ordinary. It was prepared from substances taken from places the village avoided: old shrines, abandoned grounds, and materials considered spiritually unclean. It was mixed into a dark paste and kept sealed. "This is not for greed," the woman warned. "And once you start, stopping will be difficult." Mama Nkechi paid. She went home with the paste hidden carefully. That night, she didn't sleep. The next morning, Mama Nkechi cooked as usual. Before adding salt, she took a small amount of the forbidden ingredient and mixed it into the soup. It dissolved completely. Nothing looked different. By noon, her food was finished. People asked for more. That had never happened before. Within weeks, word spread. "This food is sweet. It enters your body. It satisfies." People returned daily. Some ate twice a day. Mama Nkechi's shed became crowded. She smiled more. Money returned. Eating Mama Nkechi's food became a habit. People waited for her to open. Children ran errands to secure plates early. Traders planned trips around her cooking time. Other sellers lost customers. "She has grace," they said. Mama Nkechi said nothing. She cooked. By the 3rd month, enjoyment turned into dependence. People complained if they didn't eat her food. Some felt restless. Some argued at home. Mama Nkechi noticed, but ignored it. Money mattered. Praise followed. "She is blessed. She is hardworking." Mama Nkechi upgraded her shed. Bought bigger pots. Her confidence grew. The forbidden ingredient stayed hidden. Strange signs appeared. Some people felt weak without her food. Some fell sick and recovered only after eating it again. Mama Nkechi reduced the ingredient once. Sales dropped. She increased it again. By the 6th month, Mama Nkechi was careless. She no longer feared discovery. That was when Okari, the regular customer, began to watch. Mama Nkechi did not stop. After 6 months, the forbidden ingredient had become part of her life, not just her cooking. She no longer debated with herself. Each morning followed the same pattern. Wake up early, wash her face, unwrap the small bundle, scrape a little of the dark substance, mix it carefully, and cook. The fear she once felt faded. What remained was routine. By the 7th month, Mama Nkechi's food was no longer seen as special. It was necessary. People did not discuss whether to eat her food, they discussed when. If she did not open by a certain time, customers grew anxious. Some stood by her shed, watching the road, checking the time repeatedly. Has she fallen sick? Why is she late today? When she finally arrived, relief spread through the crowd. Eating her food became a daily comfort. People ate and sighed deeply, leaning back, wiping their mouths slowly. Some said it helped them sleep better. Some said it gave them strength for work. Mama Nkechi listened and said nothing. The enjoyment was quiet but deep. Men finished large portions and still asked for more. Women carried food home, claiming it tasted better after resting for a while. Children licked plates clean. Even visitors noticed it. When people came from neighboring villages, their hosts took them straight to Mama Nkechi. Eat here first, they said. Then we will talk. Visitors praised the food openly and asked for the recipe. Mama Nkechi smiled and waved it off. Now God, she said. Other food sellers suffered. 2 women shut down their sheds. Another moved further away, hoping distance would save her business. It didn't. Mama Nkechi noticed but felt no guilt. This is survival, she told herself. Money flowed steadily. She saved some. Sent some away. Lived better. The forbidden ingredient, though, was running low. That worried her. To stretch what remained, Mama Nkechi began adjusting how she used it. Sometimes she added it only to soup, not rice. Sometimes she mixed a stronger portion in the morning and less later in the day. Customers noticed immediately. This one is not like yesterday, someone would say. She corrected it the next day. She could not afford complaints. By now, some villagers had begun to show changes. A few complained of strange dreams. Some felt restless if they skipped a day of her food. Some ate and still felt unsatisfied, returning later for another plate. A man once said, jokingly, if Mama Nkechi travels, hunger will kill us. People laughed. Mama Nkechi laughed too. The suspicion did not start with elders. It started with Okari. Okari was a carpenter. He had been eating Mama Nkechi's food for months. At first, he enjoyed it like everyone else. Then he noticed something else. On days he didn't eat her food, he felt irritated and distracted. His hands shook slightly while working. His appetite disappeared until evening. One day, he decided not to eat there for a full week. He lasted 3 days. On the 4th day, he found himself standing in front of her shed without remembering how he got there. That frightened him. Okari began paying attention. He noticed Mama Nkechi never cooked fully in public. Some mixing always happened quietly. He noticed she guarded her room carefully and avoided visitors. One morning, he arrived early, pretending to help her move a pot. He saw her pause, glance around, and reach into a wrapped bundle before stirring the soup. The smell was strange, not like spice or herb. Okari said nothing. He ate. But his mind was alert now. For days, Okari waited. He watched from a distance. Watched her movements. Watched when she relaxed and when she became tense. Mama Nkechi sensed eyes on her and grew cautious, but not enough. Routine had made her careless. It happened on a market day. Mama Nkechi was overwhelmed. Customers crowded her shed. Plates piled up. Noise filled the air. In the confusion, she stepped away briefly to mix another pot. She forgot to lock her door. Okari noticed. He waited until she was fully distracted, then slipped inside. The room was small. Simple. Under the bed, wrapped tightly, he found it. The bowl. The markings were unmistakable, symbols every elder knew. Ingredients no one was supposed to use for food. Things tied to taboos and forbidden practices. Okari did not shout. He wrapped it back carefully and left. That evening, he went straight to the elders. The elders did not act immediately. They observed her the next day. They saw her repeat the same act. That was enough. They summoned her. Mama Nkechi stood before them quietly. "What do you add to your food?" one elder asked. She was silent. "Bring what you use," another said. She knew it was over. When the bowl was revealed, the crowd reacted immediately. Shouts. Anger. Shock. People who had enjoyed her food for months now felt betrayed. She used us. She tied us. She corrupted our bodies. Mama Nkechi did not speak. The enjoyment of 6 months turned into rage in one afternoon. The moment the elders confirmed the truth, control was lost. The youths moved fast. They did not wait for instructions. Anger that had been building for months burst out all at once. Men who had spent their money daily at her shed pushed forward. Young boys who had been sent countless times to buy her food shouted insults. "You used us. You enslaved us." Someone struck her shoulder. Another pulled her wrapper. Mama Nkechi fell. The beating was quick and wild, hands, slaps, kicks, sticks picked from the ground. No one used weapons. No one tried to kill her. But no one stopped them either. She cried out once. Then she covered her face. The elders eventually stepped in. "That is enough," one of them shouted. The youths backed away, breathing hard, still angry. Mama Nkechi lay on the ground, shaking. The verdict. She was made to stand. Her pots were dragged out and smashed. Her remaining food was poured into the dirt. The shed she built was torn apart. The chief spoke calmly. "You have polluted this village," he said. "You used forbidden things to control people's bodies and desires. You are no longer welcome here." He pointed toward the bush path. "Leave before sunset. If you return, we will not stop the youths again." Mama Nkechi did not argue. She picked up what little remained of her belongings and left the village. That was how Mama Nkechi was banished.